Hi, thanks so much for checking out this video on how to stop your emotional storm and find that place of calm and centeredness in the, hurricane that is often life. So I'm going to walk you through a process. It'll be pretty brief, okay? So bear with me and hang with me, and we are going to do some body-based tools because you know me, or if you don't, I'm Dr. Alice Kirby, and I'm a somatic experiencing practitioner, meaning I work a lot with our autonomic nervous system and our body. So we're going to do some of that throughout this sequence. So first things first, when you find yourself in the midst of what feels like an emotional storm, and if that language doesn't work for you, you can put your own language in there. I trust you understand the essence of my communication when I say emotional storm. And so when you're in this place and things maybe feel like they're swirling around you, everything feels overwhelming, maybe it's just like too much to feel. Start with finding your feet. Notice your feet. Remember, you have feet. Anytime something like this happens, notice your feet. You can ground a little bit, push into the ground, even if you're sitting. Maybe just remind yourself you have feet. There's a ground beneath you. Take a minute to kind of come in to the present moment, because a lot of times these storms that are spinning around us have nothing to do with what's actually happening right now. It's like past stuff or future stuff, or this thing happened, but it makes me feel like this other thing that happened a long time ago, and I just don't have the capacity to deal with it. Find your feet. Do it with me right now. Even if you're in a nice, lovely place, it's always helpful. Ground a little bit. Just notice the ground beneath you. Take stock and notice that you're on the planet Earth. Underneath your feet, the floor, there is a planet made of, dirt and rocks and a lot of other things underneath you. So just take that in. I'm serious. Take it in. And then we'll orient quickly. And you can take as much time with this as you like. So it doesn't have to be quick. But for the sake of this, because I want you to have a practical short training video, look around your surroundings. Try to identify at least one thing that lets you know that you're okay, that lets you know that you're in the present moment, that feels pleasing to look at. I have some artwork in here, so my eyes tend to gravitate towards the colors. But find one thing in your environment that lets you know that I'm okay in the here and now right now. And it may not stop the storm. You may be like, whatever, Dr. Alice, this is dumb. My emotions are too crazy. I don't have time to orient. Just try it. Feel your feet. Because what this does is it lets your nervous system and your body know that, like, oh, I'm here and now right now. This is actually where I am. I'm not way back when all that other stuff happened. I'm not, 5 years or 3 months from now. I'm actually here. And that alone can help to calm the storm. So that's step 1 and 2, ground, orient. And then our third step is to notice what's happening in the body. No surprise, again, if you know my work, that I would go here. See if you can separate the emotions and I'm sad, I'm anxious, this is too much, and just see if you can take in what the physical sensations of your body are. This can really help us to be more curious, almost a little bit more analytical. Be the scientist here. What's my body feeling? What's the raw data my body's giving me? Notice sensations. It feels jumbly, feels confused. I don't even know if those are sensations, but sometimes that's how the overwhelm can feel. It feels really heavy. I feel like I'm being pushed down, or like everything feels vibrating and I feel like I might fly away. If you feel like that, definitely notice your feet, but notice what your body's telling you. You don't have to hang out here too long. Take stock of it though. Try to be, again, a little bit analytical and curious. And then ask yourself, is this current storm familiar? And the external causes or reasons for the storm might be different, but does this feel similar? And if it does or if it doesn't, right? If it does, this is kind of a good practice overall. See if you can notice, or see if you can take the characteristics of this storm and like separate it from who you are. This is a pattern. If we have this familiar storm coming in, we're going to go ahead and call that a pattern. See if you can create some distance between you, your essential self, you as a being on the planet, who you are, and this chaotic storm pattern that wants to come in and take you down. Just see if you can just put it over here, or move it across the room. And If it is familiar and you're able to do that, you can make a character out of it. I had a dragon for a while. That was my kind of thing that would show up. But see, for it could be anything you want. But see if that works for you. Maybe it physically looks like a tornado. Separate it from your essential self and see if you can move it across the room. You can move it across town. See if you can create a little space between you and this familiar storm pattern. Okay. If this isn't familiar, if this is something new, as much as you can in the moment, try to be curious about it. And again, I really invite you to be curious with more sensations versus the whys and the hows and the, oh, this means this. And even if this isn't familiar, if we don't have like a quote unquote pattern, you can still try to just distinguish and determine the difference between this thing that's coming in, all the emotions everywhere wound up, overwhelming, and who you are as an essential self being. Okay. And next step, stop trying to figure out why it's happening. Like just you can figure that out later when you're not in the midst of it. In the middle of this, it doesn't matter why. It really doesn't. I mean, again, you can look at that later and self-reflect and journal, and all of those things can be very helpful. But when you're in the thick of it, it's not really the time to figure out why is this happening. And a lot of times that will actually perpetuate it because we'll get caught in a pattern in our brain of asking, why is this happening again? How do I stop it from happening? And we ask questions that basically like aren't that useful to help us in the moment. So I'm going to invite you and encourage you to just let the whys go for now. When you're in the midst of it, just validate yourself. This is the next step. Validate yourself that it's okay to feel how you're feeling and try not to resist it. Don't ask why. Let it be okay that you feel this way, and see, as much as you can, just try to feel into it. Try to feel into your sensations of it. Oh, I feel really irritated and frustrated and it's not pleasant. Like I've been in that particular place many, many times. I can remember distinctly taking a walk one day, being like, bah, 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 and I'm like, oh, I'm resisting it. Okay, I'm just going to feel like this, and continued my walk. And it kind of helped it sort of dance along its way. So just let yourself feel how you're feeling. And I'll share one last tool with this. It is called containment. And I've shared this frequently with many of you, so you may know this, but I'll give you a reminder. When things do feel like there's just a lot going on and it's overwhelming to even be in our bodies, remember that you have a back body. Remember that you have legs and you have feet and you have the back of your legs. You have all of your physical container to hold what it is you're feeling. So it doesn't have to just be stuck here or here or here or wherever, but this tends to be where we hold things as humans. So see if you can continue to breathe in just a normal breath. You don't have to do anything to even change your breath, and repeat the steps as needed. And then I'm going to show you one more thing. I think we're on step 6 or 7. A little movement sequence you can do. Feet wider than hip width, just shift your weight, rock your body. If it's comfortable for you to add in a twist, add the twist in. Let your arms fly through the air, rotate around your spine, shifting weight, right leg and left leg. Your shirt may start to fall off like mine is. That's okay. Let your spine move and let your arms kind of flop against your body. Feel that contact. Feel the rotation of your spine. If that does make you dizzy, don't do it. You can work with just weight shifting. See how that feels. Let your arms swing. Something about this momentum and pendulation of our arms, it's almost kind of like silly and joyful, and that can be helpful. One more movement practice, and use this if it works for you. If it's too much, please don't. Take care of yourselves. First and foremost, these are but suggestions. Hip width apart, I'm going to stand sideways. It's kind of a little bit of a wood chop. Ha! And I'm making that ha sound 3 times. Ha! And rest. allow your body time to integrate after any of those movements. A lot of times when we feel overwhelmed, we want to move fast, we want to run it off, and we just perpetuate the loop. By slowing down, we let our system kind of catch up. So I know we went through this kind of quickly because I know, you don't want to watch an hour-long training video, but you can slow these steps down as you do this process, and you can do this more than once. And I also really encourage you, if you have the option to get outside, to look at something in nature, really does help to put things in perspective. And that's one of my go-to tools for me personally. So if that's helpful for you, I encourage that. You can do this entire process in nature, just, even in your neighborhood, out for a walk. A little bit of change in the environment can be helpful too. And drink water. Sounds silly, but cold water can help also be a parasympathetic reset. I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know. Let me know your thoughts, if this is helpful for you, what you enjoyed about it, and I will see you soon. Feel free to check out the rest of my website, kirbymethodconsulting.com. I have other free trainings on there. If you want to do more somatic work and go deeper with this work, please book a discovery call with me. I take 4 one-on-one clients a month. I have 2 spots left in March. And if you're watching this sometime in the future, you're welcome to also book a call. Thanks for watching, and I hope this is helpful for you.